Hey, John Martinez here. I want to give you another quick tip about hiring acquisition agents, or even just testing your current acquisition agents. If you're asking yourself like, hey, is this guy or this gal the right person for my team? If you're asking yourself, that question, whether they're already with you or whether you're in the hiring process, one of the things you need to look for is DNA. Do they have sales DNA? Like, are they built for the position? And there's lots of different pieces of DNA, and one of those pieces is going to be really the tendency to want to be liked or want to be respected. There's two types of people, and some want to be liked and some want to be respected. And you want the type of salesperson that doesn't necessarily care if they're liked, but they want to be respected instead. And I'm going to explain what I mean by this, and I'll explain exactly how you can what you can ask to find out whether they want to be liked or want to be respected. But let me tell you first why this is important. So I want you to think about an everyday situation that we have all experienced. It's going to the doctor, right? I want you to imagine you go to the doctor because, well, something's wrong with you. Now, I want you to ask yourself this question. Do you want the type of doctor that tells you what you want to hear or tells you that what you need to hear? So here's an example. Let's say you go into the doctor and you're smoking, you're out of shape. The doctor identifies a few things that puts you into like a pretty serious risk category for heart attack or stroke or whatever. And the doctor in his head goes, wow, this is like 95% stroke victim if they don't change their lifestyle. Well, you can either have a doctor that tells you what you want to hear. They want to be accepted by you. They want you to like them. And they might say something like, hey, well, if you're having a good time, that's life. Live it. Do your thing. And then you might die the next week, right? But that's one type of doctor. That would be a type of doctor that valued wanting to be liked more than they wanted to be respected. And then there could be the doctor that says, hey, John, listen, you're going to hate me for saying this. I know you just told me for 20 minutes how your whole life is built around traveling and eating foods and going into different restaurants and that type of stuff. But here's the deal. You can't do it anymore if you want to freaking live. I know I'm raining on your parade. I know I'm probably the last person you want to hear that from right now. That's probably the last thing you want to hear. But if you don't change, you will die. You are not living your life in a way that's going to keep you on earth for the next 10 years, maybe not even the next 1 or 2. And if you want to live, then you're going to have to do some stuff you don't want to do, but I'm here to tell you, like, that's the choice you have to make. Now, that's the type of doctor that wants to be respected. Now, you can probably see right there between the two examples, like, what doctor is a more effective physician, right? Which doctor would you want to go to? Which doctor would you want your loved ones to go to? And it's obviously the one who values being respected more than they value being liked. Now, this is the exact same thing with salespeople. You want a salesperson who values being respected more than they value being liked. But this is the exact opposite of what most investors do. Most investors are like, I want that really enthusiastic, that go-getter that everybody likes. Well, if everybody likes them, what does that mean? It probably means they value being liked more than they value being respected. So how does this play out on a sales call when you're trying to buy houses at deeper discounts? Well, I'll tell you how it plays out. It plays out with, well, what were you hoping for the house? Well, instead of me telling you what we need to buy it for and getting to that number, I'm going to do everything I can for you to like me, so I'm going to try to get to your number. Instead of me telling you what you need to hear about the reality of your situation and what you're going to be forced with if you don't sell, and me making you come face to face with reality, what happens if you keep it, what happens if you sell, and the personal impact it has on you, your loved ones, anything that's important to you, and you're not going to like me very much for telling you that. If I want to be liked, I'm going to tell you that, oh, it's okay, and I'm just going to sugarcoat everything, and if you don't like my offer, I'm not going to stand strong, I'm going to acquiesce. That's what bad salespeople do. So most investors are out there looking for that person, though, the person who has a tendency to need to be liked instead of the ones that need to be respected. And the reality of this situation is that the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5% of acquisition agents, investors, people who buy houses at deep discounts out there, they don't care about being liked. They care about being respected. And the funny thing is that the net effect of having the right conversation, saying the right thing, going by the book, following a good sales process, the net effect is you end up being liked. So that's the funny thing about it, is when you don't try to be liked, you aim to be respected, you get them both. And you buy more houses at deeper discounts. So here's what I want you to do when you are interviewing current salespeople that you already have on your team, or maybe interviewing someone you're thinking about bringing on your team. I want you to simply ask them, hey, if you could choose between one or the other, your prospect really liking you, or your prospect maybe not liking you so much, but respecting you and trusting you, which do you prefer? And whatever answer they give, take it a step further and say, well, how do you help that along on the sales call? What do you say? What do you do? What's your process? Like, how do you help that along? So they're either going to tell you that they like to be liked more, and they're going to tell you about all the different ways they get people to like them, or they're going to say, well, yeah, liked is good, but I'd rather be respected and trusted, and these are the specific things I do to make sure that happens. That's the person you want selling for you on your team, or in your world, it's buying for you, right? Buying houses at deeper discounts, which is really all sales and negotiation. So I hope that question helps. I hope that you're on the fence and you're trying to sort people out and figure out who needs to be on your team and who doesn't. That question helps you get one step closer. Now, you can ask that question, or you can use psychometric assessments. There's a whole bunch of them out there. I actually recommend the OMG psychometric assessments, because they ask this and a whole bunch of different questions about DNA and a bunch of other stuff that makes good salespeople in a slew of different ways to make it easy on you. But regardless, it's just how you ask the question doesn't matter, whether it's through an assessment or face-to-face. Just ask that question. Do you value being liked, or would you rather be respected? See ya.